Welcome to the Vol Bros, presented by the Ooltewah Club. My name is Evan. This is my brother Ruston, and we are two Vol Bros who are actually bros in real life. And we are very proud to be representatives of the Believe Entertainment Network for the University of Tennessee. And we're currently watching the baseballs potentially becoming super. I think the two insurance runs they just pushed across the plate are going to do it for them. What do you think, Ruston?
I would hope so. It'll be interesting to see if Liam Doyle finishes this thing. If he does, then I would say 5-run lead is enough.
I agree. Um, just a huge hit. Um, short little flare into left center field. 5-run lead is a big difference from a 3-run lead. Let's see what some of the folks in the comments are saying. Go ahead.
That was a really impressive swing, too. That guy was throwing mid to upper 90s, so you've got to load early to be on time for the fastball. He threw a really good slider. Dean stepped fastball, kept his hands back, knew the infield was in, and just pushed it over him to get both those runs in. That was, I think, Kyle Peterson said that was a big league swing. That's what he meant by that. That was a really impressive swing.
Let's see, Mississippi Vol. Welcome, buddy. Good to have you. He said, "Good evening, everybody. Hope it's been a great Monday for you. Good to see you guys back again." Yeah, I'm glad to be back. We were on vacation. It was a lot of fun. Really good. Mr. Osborne, welcome, buddy. He said, "I'm quite stressed." With the Go Vols baby emoji. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see that Go Vols baby emoji there. Just a huge bottom half of the seventh here for just a huge seventh inning for the Big Orange, because Tanner Franklin comes out and is pumping gas, and then Liam Doyle comes in. What an incredible moment that was! Like, he's got his glove on and everything in the dugout. He's ready to roll. He's
I love Kyle Peterson pointing out that the first thing Liam did when he got to the mound was he crow hopped down the mound and threw it 101. Just to let everybody know, I'm good.
Absolutely. So we got an 0-1 pitch with 2 outs to Levi Clark. Somehow that's called a strike. This zone has been moving a lot, a whole lot.
He's been pretty open though. Like it's been like he's been consistently big, so I don't really have an issue with it. He's called pretty much anything close to strike.
Especially at the top of the zone. He has been very generous with balls at the stomach and higher.
I like a big zone though. These guys have metal bats in their hand and they're in strength programs year round. Like they need to swing the bat. Make them swing it.
And Levi Clark goes down swinging to end the seventh inning, but Tennessee takes a 10-5 lead, add on 2 more runs in that bottom half. And Liam Doyle is coming back out to the mound. At least I assume he is, because he's got his glove on. Yeah, here he comes.
It's going to take the jaws of life to not get him. And, I mean, he's going to stay out there. Tony may actually try to come out and get him at some point, and he's going to tell him to get back in the dugout. Like he is not coming out.
Yep. Bobby, welcome, buddy. Good to have you. He said, "Hey, Vol Bros, good to have you." He said, "In a watch party with the bros." Yeah, that's what we're doing. So that's a good point. Mr. Osborne said, "Proud of the Lady Vol softball team, made the Final Four. Congrats to them." Absolutely. Yeah, we'll talk about that here in just a second. Mina Likey, great to have you this evening. I love the Nate Bargatze, General George Washington avatar there. That's really good. It's good to see you, Mina Likey. Rustin, while we're in a commercial break, tell me your thoughts on the Lady Vols' performance in the Women's College World Series. And let me ask you this. Well, no, go ahead and tell me that first, and then I'll ask you a specific question about yesterday.
Anytime you make it to the Final Four, that's a great season.
Amen.
And softball, maybe even more so than baseball. Softball is a weird game. And I have a daughter who plays softball. I coach travel softball. Like I see some bizarre stuff. Softball. Well, like today, I mean, the home run. It was a rise ball almost in the girl's eyes, and she popped it straight up, and it floats over the left field fence. You know, what a lot of people forget was they should have been out of the inning before she hit. You know, so they gave Carlin one earned run. You go 6 innings, strike out 9, and only allow one earned run, you should win. You know, the reality is, kudos to Texas's starting pitcher. She came out, set the tone. She was aggressively throwing that drop ball. You know, she was impressive. And then Tegan Cavan came in after her and just absolutely shut us down. You know, to their credit, you know, that's a team we went into Austin and beat 2 out of 3. They did their homework. They figured out what we were going to struggle with, and they came ready. Can't take anything away from the way those girls played the entire postseason. They fought and fought and fought. I think the biggest thing people should think about is the large majority of this roster is back next year.
Interesting. Jay Abernathy's in left field now.
Yeah, I'm sure Ariel Antigua was at short also. This is the defensive roster. What in the world? This is now the second time Liam has stopped and is talking to the umpire. What in the world's going on?
Yeah, I can't figure it out either.
You know, you make the Final Four, you win 47 games. They went 47-17. That's a fantastic year.
Absolutely.
And again, the large majority, and I mean, really, majority of the production is back next year. So, and they've signed 2 of the top transfers in the portal already for next year. So this team's, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, the pitching staff returns. Absolutely.
They lose their starting catcher, but they replace her with the #1 high school catcher in America.
Yeah, not bad. Steve said, great season for the Lady Vols. No quit, many coming back. Absolutely. Totally agree. Steve used that. Hey, thank you, Steve, for being a channel member, first of all, and also using that Go Vols baby emoji. If you're on YouTube right now, you can see that emoji. Let's see. Mr. Osborne said, good evening, everybody. Absolutely. So Bobby said apparently they called a balk. I'm guessing a delay of game balk, essentially.
Yeah, it was probably a time clock.
Yeah, Mr. Osborne said pitch clock violation.
Yeah.
Bobby said this ump is awful.
99 and 98 at the letters. He's just rearing back and attacking them. He's just challenging them and saying, hit this. That's, man, he's dealing right now.
Yeah, and then he motioned at the Wake Forest dugout. So he might need to check that before he gets.
Well, it's gotten chippy. And, you know, they caught, I don't know if you saw it, they caught Wake Forest head coach cussing out Andrew Fisher. And what I love was after he cussed out Andrew Fisher, 2 pitches later, Andrew Fisher was staring at him in the dugout and then hit that home run. If you go back and watch the replay, he is staring right at him in the dugout and then hits the home run. So there's no love lost.
Liam got a strike there. It's 1-1. Fastball at the letters at 97. You will not hit that, actually. It is essentially, there's another one at 98. It is impossible to catch up to a pitch that high in the zone at that.
And it's moving. He's getting late. He's getting late run. I mean, it'd be one thing if it's flat. It's hard enough to if it's flat, but that thing's running away from him. Like it's almost unhittable.
Yeah. Liam needs to he needs to chill. He just pointed at Wake Forest coach there.
Well, because he called timeout and walked out to delay, and Liam's fiery. You know, he's still talking to him.
There's no doubt about that.
I wish he'd pull a Vandy, that #3 guy for the Vandy, and just get up there on the mound and start rocking back and forth.
Rhonda, welcome, Rhonda. Great to have you with us. She said, hey there,
okay,
everybody.
Now this is a
channel member. We appreciate
this
you.
Is ridiculous. This timeout should not be going this long. Like, the home plate umpire should be telling that dude to get back in the box. Like they're just stalling.
Bobby said Liam's putting on a clinic. He is. I mean, he's
Boy, Tony is losing it on the crew chief. The crew chief is behind second base, and Tony is screaming at that dude.
got him. What a pitch.
Guess the timeout
Tony
didn't
had
work.
to come out and get Liam off the field just then.
Guess the timeout didn't quite help out.
Dude, that was 98 at the knees on the inside corner. Yeah, no one is going to hit 98 at the knees on the inside corner.
Not after 99 in the eyes. You're changing sight lines, you're changing planes, like it's not hittable.
Bobby said, "Yep, that ump is awful."
They probably don't need to shake hands after this. That's not gonna end well.
That's probably a fair call there. My thoughts on the Lady Vols, I echo everything you said. Just incredible season, especially when in the Super Regional they go down in the first game against a team that has one of the best top 2 pitchers in the country, arguably easily top 3 pitchers in the country, and they come back and win back-to-back games against Nebraska to send them to the Women's College World Series. That was tremendous. Then you essentially control the entire opening game of the Women's College World Series, and you end the game on a walk-off home run. That's just horrible. But most teams would not be able.
Almost did it against UCLA.
Yeah. Most teams would not be able to come back from that. They just wouldn't. Mentally. And kudos to the Lady Vols. They came back the next day and just pummeled Florida. It was just an incredible game. Then they beat UCLA. Make it to the Final Four. I mean, what you can't ask for more than that. I mean, it's incredible the season they had. So excited for them. Very proud of the Lady Vols and what they accomplished.
I hope in the off season, when the coaching staff has an opportunity to sit down and debrief, they pay attention to the fact that the walk off to Oklahoma was a rise ball that didn't get up high enough. The almost walk off to UCLA was a rise ball. The difference in today's game was a rise ball. Now, the one today wasn't as egregious as the last two because that girl just hit a pop-up and it floated out. The first two, when it's late in the game, the only way they can beat you is if they hit a ball in the air. Like, they need to start, when it gets 7th inning time, abandon the rise ball. Let's get 3 ground balls and go to the house. Stay at the knees, fast screw, change, everything down. If they go down and golf a 76 mile per hour fastball at the knees over the fence, pat them on the back and say, wow, that was impressive. Great job. But don't give them a pitch that if they just get a barrel on it and pop it up, she supplies so much velocity, it can easily get out. And I hope they recognize that, and moving forward, they go, okay, we'll use the rise ball early in the game to get strikeouts like she does. But when we get to the 7th inning in a tight game, it's fast screw change, stay at the knees, make them earn it. There's nothing wrong with 3 ground ball outs.
Absolutely. Totally agree. I don't know if you noticed the 1-2 pitch there that made the count 2-2 before the most recent pitch. The pitcher motioned to the dugout saying that he couldn't hear the pitch comm. So the catcher put down a 2 so that he knew what to throw. He shook his head yes, and then threw a fastball. And the catcher was like, yo. Ended up being okay because no runner was on. The ball went to the backstop, but I wonder if there's a pinch hitter coming in now.
Well, it'd be for Manny Marin, so I'm not real sure
Manny's
what it
hot.
would be.
You don't want him.
Well, more importantly, what are you going to do defensively?
Yep.
Boy, Cannon Peebles is furious about something.
Well, him and the other catcher exchanging words there. Some of the folks commenting. Mr. Osborne commented on Liam's exit off the field, and he just ran through the dugout. Braden, welcome, buddy. He said, "How about the kid right now?" Absolutely, Liam's feeling it right now. Mississippi Vols said they had a great season. Anytime, talking about the Lady Vols, anytime you get to the Final Four in your sport, it's always an impressive year. 100% agree. 100% agree. Jonathan, welcome, buddy. Good to have you. He said, "Good evening, Evan and Ruston and chat family. Long time no see. I'm joining a few minutes late. Hey, we appreciate you, man. I know I feel like it has been a long, long time since I've been on here. It's been a week, but man, it feels forever because it's 2 shows. Oh, another hit by Manny.
That dude is on fire.
Yeah, he is.
That home run he hit to right center was legit.
Yeah, he killed that ball. 1 out, double by Manny Marin. So Vols have a runner on second with 1 out. That was just a really good hit. 0-2. That's a good job. Let's see. Yeah, Bobby was agreeing with you, saying better not shake hands. Let's see. Whoa, Bobby said Cannon just got ejected.
I don't think so. They may have warned him, but we'll know in a second. If Stone Lawless comes out.
Steve made a great point. He said tonight is a little bit of a any 3 fan situation. I'm with you, Steve. Anybody could get out there and potentially be doing better than this crew. Yep, Bobby said, yeah, he ejected him. That's a big deal because that means that he can't play the first game of the Super
Look at that. Look at that. Fight 1 through the shift. And he turns it into a double.
But that's a really big deal that Cannon Peebles got ejected because he can now not play in the first game of the Super Regional in Fayetteville. So we now know Stone Lawless will be or Levi Clark, one of the two will be starting at catcher.
It'll be Stone. That's not a loss. Stone will be fine. Stone will be the everyday starter next year. He's fine. That last strikeout Liam had to end the last inning made him the single season strikeout leader in Tennessee history.
Wow. You think about the pitchers like Luke Kochaver. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
They just intentionally walked Andrew Fisher. So you've got runners on first and second with 1 out for the Vols. Bottom of the 8th inning. Hunter Inslee.
That was actually really smart because recently Hunter Inslee's been a double play waiting to happen. It's unbelievable how many double plays he grounds into.
Jonathan said softball had a good season. I've seen a lot of people blaming Karen for the Oklahoma game, but that girl just got a good swing on it. I would trust Pickins to pitch to anyone, anytime.
Well, not only did she get a good swing on it, it was a bad pitch. It was a rise ball, and it didn't rise enough. It stayed at the letters. And again, that 7th inning, you got to stay down. You can't give them an opportunity. Now, against Oklahoma, I had major issues with that pitch. You had an open base. The girl on deck was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Walk the All-American and pitch to the freshman.
Yeah, at least try to pitch around her. Don't give anything close. Make her chase something, that kind of thing.
I wouldn't have even risked that. I just said, hey, there's a base over there for you. Give me that 18-year-old over there that looks terrified.
Yep. Bobby said, see Ryan Cornish is visiting Vols basketball.
Yep.
I did not know that.
He's a shooting guard from Dartmouth. They're just exploring options. If Zakai doesn't win his court case, then they've got a roster spot they can use. So they're looking for another shooter.
Not a great at-bat for Hunter Inslee there. Chased a pitch out of the zone.
I'm just happy he didn't hit into a double play.
So 2 outs now, bottom of the 8th. Looks like they're going to bring in another arm out of the bullpen here for Wake Forest. Yeah, they are. Mina Laggy asked who channel member Mina Laggy, appreciate that. She said, who is the backup catcher? Stone Lawless is the backup catcher. However, Levi Clark is also a catcher. So you could have Levi Clark catch and not DH. That does free up a spot in the lineup. You know, you can bring somebody in as a DH like Jay Abernathy or somebody like that, get a little bit extra speed on the bases. Matt said, I'll be back. Hey, appreciate you, Matt. I agree. I agree with Ruston. It's going to be Stone Lawless. He'll start the game.
So they just did confirm Cannon got ejected. I have some major problems with that because he's just jawing with the other team's catcher. The other team's catcher was mouthing just as much as he was. But how does the head coach get to stand at the top step of the dugout and get caught on camera, which means everybody could hear him, calling Andrew Fisher an effing homosexual slur, and everybody could see it and hear it, but he doesn't get ejected? Like, how exactly does that fly?
And Cannon was walking back to his own dugout. He wasn't even trying to have a confrontation. He was walking back to his own dugout. Bobby said the NCAA hates us. That's how. That's fair. That's fair.
I'm just, are you calling the game or are you policing the players? Because if you're calling the game, then you have to police everybody. And a coach doesn't get to stand on the top step and cuss out an opposing team's player who's standing at home plate. So clearly the umpire at home plate can hear him.
Yeah.
That just ridiculous.
Rhonda asked, could that ejection be appealed? Unfortunately,
No.
I don't think so.
No. It's not a big deal though. I mean, Stone and Cannon are basically interchangeable. If anything, Stone gives us another power bat in the lineup that at Arkansas could be a huge positive. It'll be interesting to see where they hit him. He'll probably hit 8-hole like Cannon, but he runs into a fastball at Arkansas. Balls fly there. He could easily put one on the board for us.
Here's Jay Abernathy's first plate appearance of the regional, I think, actually.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Go down the first pitch, watches a breaking ball on inside. Jonathan had a great advice for everybody. He said, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell your mom and them about the Vol Bros. I totally agree, man. Text a buddy about the Vol Bros.
Boy, Murray State and Ole Miss are having an absolute war. Murray State's up 12-11 in the bottom of the 8th.
Hey, Ole Miss came back. Jay is quickly up 2-0 in the count.
Somebody needs to talk. Oh, my goodness. Wow. They made that a lot more difficult than it should have been.
Yeah, the left fielder tripped.
Jay was a freshman right there.
Amen.
We shouldn't be swinging at 2-0 curveballs.
Amen. Not in that spot.
Not ever.
That was an unfortunate decision there. Let's see.
In the 7th inning, Murray State was up 12-3 in the 7th inning. And now we're in the bottom of the 8th, and it's 12-11.
Jonathan said, refs and umpires, whatever name you call them, are stupid. Tennessee's 3 outs away from a super regional appearance. So hopefully they come back out. Liam shuts it down, and we're celebrating here in about 15 minutes. Let me ask you one other thing about the Lady Vols game yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen a play get reviewed for over 10 minutes and then the umpires come back and say, well, we actually did miss the call. She didn't touch home plate, and she was assisted by a teammate. But the run is still going to count because it's a non-reviewable play, even though we just spent the last 10 minutes reviewing it. Have you ever seen that ever?
More importantly, why is there a rule in the rule book that can change the ending of a game that's not reviewable? Like, if there is something that can change how the game ends in order to get it right, then it should be reviewable.
Amen.
Like the fact that it's not is insane. Like if we're gonna have end of game situations that aren't reviewable, why have review? Okay, let's just go off human error because apparently the review doesn't matter anyway. So I have a lot of issues with that. Not just the fact that they didn't see the girl completely miss home plate, but the fact that they can't review it is insane. And the fact that the umpires didn't know they couldn't review it. So they let it sit in review for 10 minutes and then found out from the review booth, oh, by the way, we're not supposed to be looking at this.
Appendage G. That cracked me up. The guy, I was like, I think it's appendix, buddy.
Oh, the dude in his ear told him, hey, make sure you quote this because the whole place is about to lose their minds.
Exactly. Yeah, that was bizarre, absolutely bizarre. And Karen Weekly, I don't know if anybody caught it, but after they said that it was non-reviewable, Karen Weekly went directly to the home plate umpire and told him just how terrible of a job he had done at that particular moment. Because that dude has one job in that moment. He is supposed to watch both people on base, the runner on base and the hitter, watch them step on home plate. That is his job. That's what he's supposed to be watching. He didn't see it, but one of her teammates saw it. So clearly it was noticeable for people standing right there. Just unbelievable. That dude totally did not do his job in that moment.
Well, and like I say, not only did he not do his job in that moment, then instead of saying, I'm sorry, I didn't see it, he says, okay, we're going to let you challenge it, and then finds out, oh, wait, I wasn't supposed to let her challenge it because it's not reviewable.
Yep.
So, he just looked like an idiot all the way around.
Absolutely. Like you said, that was a Pat Summit move for Karen to go up to the home plate umpire like that. Sean said, hey, welcome, Sean. Good to have you, buddy. That's a channel member right there. He said, I think they spent those 13 minutes trying to find a way out to keep from ending the game on that call. And I totally agree with him. I think they were trying to see however they could to make sure that their error didn't end the game. I totally agree with that. Jonathan said that review in the softball game was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Why take that long if you can't review it? I've never seen anything like that. Like he said, exactly. Bobby said Lindsey Nelson Stadium standing. Rhonda said that game against UCLA was ridiculous. Yeah, it was unbelievable ending. Steve said the whole touching home thing. Also, any three fans moment. Absolutely. Oof. Absolutely.
Liam is literally just throwing fastballs by them and just saying, hey, get you some of this.
Absolutely. Up by 6 runs on top of the ninth. Have at it. There's out number 2. At least it should be.
Yep.
All right. So Jonathan said it kind of surprised me when Doyle came in the 7th, but this game is a everyone is available type of game. Amen, brother. That's exactly
it's win or go home. There is no tomorrow.
Steve said, and those NE3 fans would be free. Absolutely. Bobby said 2 outs, and Rhonda said 2 down, baby. Absolutely. They're 1 out away from a super regional appearance. 5th straight super regional appearance. That's incredible. When was the last time we could say that about Tennessee baseball? It's just fantastic what Tony Vitello has done as the coach here on Rocky Top.
What in the world could Stone Lawless be saying to Liam right now? Like, it's fastball, Stone. It's nothing but fastball. Like, just set up. It's coming.
Who was Liam pointing at just then? That's my question.
No clue. Probably his third cousin in the stands. He's a lunatic. He sees everything. He has no concept of where he is right now. He's just rearing back and throwing. Like right there, Stone was trying to signal something. He just got fed up and started his windup. He's like, dude, get down. If he wants to make this kid look sick, if he throws that slider right here, this kid's going to just stand there jelly-legged.
Yep.
Everybody's expecting fastball. He pumps a slider right here. That kid's
oh, my goodness.
Take it.
Oh, baby.
Holy cow.
He wanted that.
Liam
said, or Bobby said, Liam smiling, having fun. Absolutely. Rhonda said, kind of reminds me of John Rocker from the Braves. Yeah.
Yep.
Bobby said the ump robbed us again.
Honestly, there probably are some pro scouts watching this right now going, this is a possibility. Stretch that arm out for more seasons and use him as a closer.
Jonathan said, Ruston, I started to say Doyle's crazy enough. He could have been pointing at anything. That's right.
Mm-hmm. He could have just spotted somebody he knows up in the 300s. Like, hey, look at their so-and-so.
There's another close one right off the edge of the plate.
So you were talking about Liam may not start till game 2 of the Supers. Well, this is Monday. If it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday regional, he could still easily start on Friday because this is his bullpen day. He would have done this whether they were in a game or not.
Wow, I can't believe you gave him that strike.
But well, after the first one he missed, he kind of had to.
I love the fact that Liam just told the whole stadium that he loves them.
Smart people are going to make sure they don't shake hands right here.
John said that was a strike. Bobby said supers, absolutely. Mr. Osborne said, go Vols, baby, with the goat emoji, TriStar emoji, and home sweet home emoji. He said, yes, let's go Vols.
Liam just tackled Tony.
John said about time he called a strike. Tennessee advances to a 5th straight super regional. Absolutely incredible.
Boy, and you talk about chippy. That one's going to be real chippy.
Oh, yeah. Bobby said 2 freshman pitchers in an elimination game. Don't get no better, bros. Rhonda said this feels like a World Series win. Well, I'm glad you said that, Rhonda, because I was thinking about that earlier. And what Ruston just said is exactly right. You know, when you're watching the College World Series, like last year, you know, you're watching the Vols play in the College World Series, every single pitch just feels huge. I mean, just vitally important. Every single pitch. That feeling is what it's going to feel like this weekend in Fayetteville. Every single pitch is going to just feel unbelievably important. Because here's the reality of the situation. The team that walks out of Fayetteville may very well win the whole thing in Omaha. So this is This is going to be a very intense super regional. Without a doubt, it will be the premier marquee super regional. Did you see Tony jump on Liam Doyle just there?
Yeah. That's what I was saying. He tackled him.
That is hilarious. Rhonda said Vitello's speech after the game will be gold. Oh, yeah.
Well, whatever he said to the players, he made them get in real close so the cameras couldn't see him, and he crouched down under him so that the cameras couldn't see him. So he apparently had some choice words for them that he wanted to make sure did not get on the camera.
Yep. Mississippi Vols said, isn't it something we have a coaching staff, even in a down year, that can still get us to the supers? I've always dreamed of us having that kind of baseball in Knoxville, and it's come to fruition. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, buddy.
Well, and here's the crazy thing. Last year, we signed the number 1 recruiting class in the country, or number 2, depending on which agency you look at. We had the number 1 portal class, and this year we have the number 1 recruiting class in the country coming in again, and he's going to kill it in the portal again. So this is just going to become second nature. Like every year we're going to be in this position.
Sanders said, hey, welcome, Sanders. Good to have you. She said, I feel like our girls could have won, but our offense was non-existent. Yeah, kudos.
Today, yeah. The rest of the time they swung it well.
Kudos to Texas's pitching staff. But, they had runners on base a couple times there early in the game and just couldn't come up with timely hits to get them in. Steve makes an absolutely fantastic point. He said, never a better time to be a Vols fan. Amen, brother. What a time to be a Tennessee fan. We've said this numerous times on the show. It's like Andy Bernard said, I wish there was a way to know you were in the good old days when you were in them. Well, we're in them right now. Like this is it. You think about what has happened. Think about this. Just since last May or last June, we'll say last June, baseball wins the national championship. Football goes to the college football playoff. Swim and dive win like everything and set numerous NCAA records, including breaking their own records in the same weekend. Men's basketball goes to the Elite Eight back-to-back times. Women's basketball goes to the Sweet 16. Softball goes to the Final Four. And now baseball is returning to a 5th straight super regional. It's incredible. Women's rowing is like dominating. I think they just finished 2nd in the country in their stuff. It's incredible what the entire athletic department is doing right now. It is absolutely the best time, maybe arguably, in Tennessee athletics history. What they've done in the last 12 months is absolutely incredible. Matt, welcome, buddy. He said, go Vols, baby. Absolutely. Totally agree. Mississippi Vols said, great point, Russ. The cupboard is stocked. Absolutely. Matt said, Doyle is insane, literally, and I love it. Absolutely. I can use the goat emoji. If you're watching on YouTube right now, you can see that. While we're at it, I think now might be a great time to remind everybody that if you would like a goat hat at thevolbros.com/shop, we happen to have these 2 awesome looking Richardson 112 hats in smoky gray and dark mode that has a goat on it with Tony Vitello's number in the middle of the goat. That is at thevolbros.com/shop when you click on headwear, and you can order that hat. We also have this brand new Go Big Orange hat on there that is a Richardson 355 laser perforated performance cap with a white rope with a black fleck across it with puff embroidery, GBO, and black outline. And there's another hat coming too that I just ordered this one for me. Actually, Saturday, we had our first watch party with our watch party fan members, and we gave away that hat. And Audrey, if you're watching, Audrey, we're glad you're with us. She won that hat. So very excited. We're getting that shipped to her. Let's see. So if you want the volbros.com/shop, and you know what? There you go. I just put a link to the volbros.com/shop in the comments on YouTube and Facebook. And while I'm thinking about it, I will do that on Twitter as well. Let's see here. Some of the other comments coming through. The volbros.com/shop. So I'll just put that on Twitter as well. Let's see here. Some of the other comments. Tuna's House of Influence. That is the name. Welcome. We're glad you're with us. They said, "Woo pig, we ready? Enjoy this week." Welcome to the Arkansas fans who have already joined live stream. That is hilarious. It is certainly going to be a fantastic super regional. It's going to be
bases loaded, 2 RBI single for Little Rock. They're now at 3-1 on LSU in the bottom of the second.
Golly bum.
Murray State's up 12-11 on Ole Miss going into the bottom of the ninth. I don't have enough TVs. Like I need like a wall of televisions right now. Because Miami and Southern Miss just started a few minutes ago, and Miami's up 1-0 in the third. There's all kinds of stuff happening right now.
Sanders said, "I feel bad for Carlin Pickins. She kind of struggled giving away a home run each game in the Women's College World Series." Yeah, unfortunately for Carlin, she throws the ball so hard that does it get past 98% of the people she faces? Yes. However, the 2% that do catch up with it, they don't even have to provide much power because Carlin provides it for them in how hard she throws the ball. And so, I mean, just incredible. I mean, she threw 79.4 miles per hour, which is equivalent to a 111 mile per hour fastball in baseball. That's insane. That is absolutely mind-bogglingly insane. Ricky, I'm so glad you're with us. Ricky is an honorary bro, and he likes to give me a really hard time. He said, "What are the nega bros saying? Getting swept in Fayetteville?" So if I had to make a prediction right now, I say it goes 3 games. And unfortunately, in the third game, our pitching doesn't hold up well enough, and we lose by maybe a run or 2 in the third game. I hate to feel that way, but I think
we almost have to win the first 2 games because we don't have a game 3 starter.
Exactly. That has been proven over and over. So if we win the first 2, awesome, fantastic. But it is, listen, it is going to be absolutely rocking in Fayetteville. That stadium, it holds over 10,000 people. I think might be even close to 12,000. It will be totally full all 3 games. I do think it goes 3 games. I think it's going to be the marquee super regional in the country. And it is going to be college baseball at its finest. Literally every pitch, people will be on the edge of their seats. It's going to be a situation where errors are going to be magnified because runs are going to be, such a premium for both teams that if you give up an easy base, you're like, oh no, is that going to come back to bite us? I mean, it is going to be tense upon tense upon tense for every Vol fan, every Razorback fan watching that series. It's going to be incredible. It will be must-see TV. It doesn't matter who you're a fan of in college baseball. It will be must-see TV for every college baseball fan in the country.
Yep.
Jonathan said the construction crews need to be at Lindsey Nelson at daylight tomorrow morning. Thank you. Best point all night right there. He said, unfortunately, that was the last game at Lindsey Nelson this season, so it will be finished for first pitch next year. Absolutely. I 100% agree with you, Jonathan. Literally tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., construction crews need to be on site finishing what was started. Absolutely. Could not agree more with you, Jonathan.
It's going to be a fascinating weekend because if y'all will remember when we went and played them during the regular season, that was the week that got messed up, and Marcus Phillips had to start the Friday night game, and Liam started Saturday, and we actually won on Friday, 10-7, and then Liam got rocked on Saturday, and we lost 8-6, and then we lost the Sunday game 8-4. So that'll be interesting to see. Now, an interesting dynamic that may play into who our Sunday or our game 3 starter is. In that Sunday game, Brandon Arvidsson went 2 1/3 inning, didn't allow a hit, and struck out 4. So if we get to a game 3, I would not be surprised at all if Arvidsson's the starter, because Arkansas has struggled with him.
And he's throwing well as of late.
He has. Still hangs some curveballs from time to time, but overall he's thrown well. So it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. The other thing people have to keep in mind, can we beat this Arkansas team? Yes, absolutely.
100%.
But as of right now, they're the odds-on favorite to win it all. Number 1 and number 2 are gone. And so, Arkansas is the front runner to win the College World Series now. So we've got a big task ahead of us, but we do have the dudes to go do it. And it'll be interesting to see, like I said, if we don't win the first 2, it's going to be real interesting to see who starts game 3. And who knows, maybe Arvidsson goes out there and gives us 4 or 5 stellar innings and gives us a chance. But, right now we don't have a legitimate game 3 starter.
Yep. Mina Laggy said, Evan, shame. I know. I'm sorry. Tuna's House of Info. That name still cracks me up.
Little Rock just had another flare fall in between 3 out, or the left fielder, the center fielder, and the shortstop, and are now up 5-1 on LSU at LSU.
Dang. Tuna said, okay, I'm thinking of Jim Halpert from The Office now. Tuna, I may call Tuna's House of Influence Big Haircut. I may call him that. Big Haircut said, realistic prediction. I like it. Yeah, man, here's the deal. Welcome to our channel, first of all. Welcome to our show. You will very quickly find out with Ruston and me that we are not unrealistic. Do we have orange color glasses? Yeah. But are we so blinded by them that we can't see reality? No. We try to be as objective as we possibly can be, which is rare in, modern day college podcasts. So, but that's what we try to do. That's what we try to do. He said it holds 14,000. So I was wrong. I was thinking somewhere between 10 and 12. He said it's 14. So let's see.
So listen to the insanity that could take place tonight. If Little Rock holds on, they will go to West Virginia for a super regional. We will have a West Virginia Morgantown super regional against Arkansas Little Rock. If Miami holds on, they will go to Louisville. So we will have a Louisville-Miami super regional between a 2 and a 3 seed. We've already got a UCLA at Texas, or a Texas San Antonio at UCLA super regional. And if Murray State gets 2 more outs, they go to Duke, and we have a Duke-Murray State super regional.
Is it March Madness or is it June Madness? Which one?
This is absolute insanity. I mean, the stuff that has happened, there have been very few regionals that have gone the way they should.
Absolutely. To the 617 people watching across all 3 platforms, y'all are awesome. We appreciate you very much. We'd love for you to join our channel if you haven't already. We got tons of great stuff for channel members. We just had a watch party fam watch party with the game Saturday. So that was a lot of fun. We got to see Tennessee play really, really well Saturday, and that was a really good time getting to see them beat up on Cincinnati. And it was a fun time watching it with everybody. It was great.
And here's the other thing to keep in mind. If we go to Fayetteville and win, we will be in Omaha, and our side of the bracket will be us, probably UCLA, probably Duke, and either West Virginia or Little Rock.
I mean, you got to like that draw. Jonathan said, I was so glad to see Vandy get eliminated. Hey, amen. Specifically that the Whistler is done for the year. That's my favorite part about that. He said, hopefully Ole Miss gets eliminated as well. Sean said, I think this is going to be the best Super this year. I mean, it has to be. I totally agree. It will be the marquee Super Regional. Absolutely.
And fly ball to center field, Murray State has pulled off the upset. Ole Miss is done.
Daggum. That's incredible.
So Murray State will go to the Super Regionals at Duke.
Deborah said it's a great time to watch the Vol. Hey, I like that, Deborah. That's exactly right. I like that photo of Smokey as your profile photo, too.
Let's just say we have full-on chaos in the Supers. Let's say we go to Fayetteville and win. There is a small possibility that our side of the bracket in Omaha could be us, Little Rock, Murray State, and Texas San Antonio.
If you had told anybody that 2 weeks ago, who in their right mind would not have said, yes, please sign me up for that?
Well, what are the odds in Vegas that would be one side of a bracket at Omaha? Like,
yeah.
What's the mathematical probability of that one?
Exactly. Mina Laggy said, hit that thumbs up. I think that's a great suggestion. Tuna's House of Info name still cracks me up. Tuna. Big Haircut said series next weekend determines the title, especially if LSU loses. I mean, that's fair.
Very possible.
That's fair.
I mean, when you look at these brackets, the opposite side right now, you're probably going to get Louisville, Florida State, North Carolina, and Auburn. Maybe Coastal Carolina. Like, the other side of the bracket is significantly tougher than our side at this point.
Yep. Jonathan said, I agree with Ruston. We need like 20 TVs. Let's see. Rebel Jew, welcome, buddy. He said he's from Missouri, but Tony's home will forever be Rocky Top, especially after possible back-to-back World Series wins. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Greg, I'm so glad you said this. I'm so glad you brought this up. Welcome, Greg. He said, did you see Carlin's comments during the press conference after she was asked that she could pitch for any team, but why come back as a Vol next year? Absolutely. I loved her answer. The question was essentially to her, why Tennessee? Why do you love Tennessee? And her response was, is everything an acceptable answer? She said, I love everything about this place. She said, I'm a Vol for life. And I loved that, man. That was so good. I loved it. Rhonda said, don't flatten my tire. I'm sorry, Rhonda. I apologize.
Texas Tech just hit a walk-off home run to eliminate Oklahoma in softball.
Wow.
It is a Texas Tech national championship.
Ricky said, if LSU goes down, the winner of the Arkansas Vols game goes to the title game. I mean, that's fair.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right now, it's looking like LSU is going down. There is no energy in this stadium. The fans are all silent, and Little Rock's doing anything they want to do.
So, Big Haircut said, sorry, Tuna said Tony's coming home after Dave Van Horn retires.
No, he's not.
I totally agree. He will not. I'm confident, and I appreciate you saying this because I'm sure that this is an unspoken hope of every Arkansas fan. I'm sure it is. A lot of people don't want to admit it, but I'm sure that's what. So I respect the fact that you're willing to say this and admit it. However,
Well,
I don't think you fully appreciate Tony's love and appreciation for Knoxville, and the fact that Danny White will make sure he is compensated as whatever he wants to stay as long as he wants.
well, and Arkansas fans have this weird thought process that Arkansas is home for him. It's not. He's from St. Louis, Missouri. He's a Missouri alum. Whenever he talks college baseball, he immediately goes back. His first comments are always about his time at Missouri. He brings up Texas Christian and Arkansas as afterthoughts. It's always, I learned this from Schloss at TCU. I learned this from Dave Van Horn in Arkansas. But whenever he spends a long time talking about his favorite memories, it's always Missouri. That's all he ever talks about. And the reality is, Missouri, if I was going to be concerned with him leaving anywhere and going away, it would be back to Missouri. But the reality is, Missouri will never have the money to compete with Tennessee.
Bingo.
So he's never leaving Tennessee. The only thing he might leave Tennessee for is if a pro baseball organization gave him the world. You can be manager, you can be, co-general manager, you can have all decision-making authority. But even that, I'm not sure he would go for. But Arkansas is not on the radar. He's not going back to Arkansas.
Jonathan said, I would almost guarantee it goes 3 games, but we win that game 3. I love that. Absolutely, man. I love it. Like he said, Tony said it, you're either a Vol or you're not. There you go. That's exactly right. Matt said, why was Peebles getting ejected? We just lost our starting catcher for game 1 this weekend. Apparently he said something to the catcher.
Yeah, they were drawn.
Team.
And apparently they had all already been warned. Honestly, I don't think it hurts that much. Stone and Cannon are basically interchangeable. I said it earlier. Honestly, it might actually be to our favor. Ball flies at Arkansas. Stone could run into one and give us an extra run. So I don't. You lost your 8-hole hitter, and depending on who's pitching, if it's Liam, it doesn't matter who's behind the plate because they're not going to run. It's probably a non-issue.
Nolan, welcome, buddy. Here's a channel member. He said, we need 2 games like today against Arkansas. Great pitching and solid hitting. We've had so many games where we've had a pitching clinic, but then can't hit hay standing in a barn. Yeah, that's fair. Absolutely. Tennessee Junior.
Or vice versa. The first time we went to Arkansas, we hit all weekend and couldn't get them out.
Yep.
Hitting was not an issue at Arkansas. It was the pitching.
Tennessee Junior, welcome, buddy. Here's a channel member. He said, when does the series start? Sorry, running late.
We won't know till tomorrow.
Yep. He said, sorry, I was running late. I was running security for a church function. Hey, I appreciate you doing that. Thank you very much. They'll announce all of that. Because, here's the thing. All those West Coast series that are still playing, they can't announce it until those are done. So, there'll be games that'll be playing probably till what do you think, 1 a.m., something like that?
No, because those all pretty much got decided in game 1. The only games still happening are on right now. LSU and Little Rock and Miami and Southern Miss. So, they'll all be done by probably 10 o'clock tonight. But they won't announce until tomorrow.
So just so everybody knows, Ruston is currently on Pacific time. Already
it's 10 o'clock where you
time.
are. Yeah, that's right. It's still sunny here. It's just distorting. It'll be probably 1 a.m. before Little Rock and LSU are done Eastern. But they never unveil that stuff until Tuesday anyway, because they have to. For one thing, they got to look and see where people are actually going. At this point, Louisville doesn't know if they're hosting or if they're going somewhere else. Miami or Little Rock, they don't know where they're going or if LSU could end up hosting. There's still quite a bit up in the air.
Mr. Osborne said Little Rock's up 5-1 now. Of course, that was 13 minutes ago, so it might be different now.
No, it's still 5-1. They're in the top of the third.
Like he said, Peebles must have had some harsh words. Yeah, something. I mean, it blows my mind because he was walking to the dugout. He was not trying to start a confrontation. He was walking to the dugout. Ricky said, we have nega colored glasses. We're so glad you're with us right now, Ricky. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you. Tennessee Junior said, go Murray State. Amen. Absolutely. Nolan said this year has been riddled with big upsets. It's crazy. Isn't it awesome? I love it. Glad we weren't one of them. Jonathan said June Madness instead of March Madness. Absolutely. Oh, Sean. Okay. I have my answer, Rustin. I'll let you answer too. He said, is baseball the best playoffs in college? I'm loving the chaos. I would say it's the second best playoffs in college. Nothing can compare to the first 4 days of the NCAA basketball tournament. It's still just, it's amazing.
Yeah. I'll take March Madness. I mean, you can't compare to every single game being win or go home. Like the pressure that's on those games are just incredible.
That's a fair point. Like you said, 617. Yeah, now we're up to 658. So to the 658 people watching across all three platforms, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. Y'all are awesome. Tim, welcome, buddy. Go ahead, Rustin.
I wanted to say this too about Tony. Watching some of the things that I've watched this weekend in the regionals, I am so thankful for the culture that Tony and Frank Anderson and Josh Elander have created. Like, I'm sure there are issues internally because everybody has them, but they do an unbelievable job of keeping it internal and not letting it spill out. When you watch Florida and you watch Kevin O'Sullivan berating people at Coastal Carolina for game times and having to issue a forced public apology tonight by his athletic director, then you see them get eliminated. And during the game, there was a 3-0 count with bases loaded, and Brody Donay swung and grounded into a double play. And you could watch the coaches react when it happened. And it came out after the game that he was given the take sign and just decided to ignore it. So selfishly, 3-0, he swings at a pitch, grounds into a double play, ends up running them out of a big inning, and they lose and go home. Today, LSU's backup first baseman. LSU is playing right now. They are literally on the field. Today, their backup first baseman entered the transfer portal.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Like, when I see – it's insane. When I see some of the crap that happens with these other schools and the stuff they're dealing with, I am so thankful for the coaching staff we have and how they handle this stuff, because it is mind-blowing to me how dysfunctional some of these other programs are.
Absolutely. Sam, I think it was Jonathan earlier that mentioned about getting the construction crews at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Sam is making a strong push for best comment of the night as well, because I totally agree. The construction crews, they should be there already. Like they should already be at Lindsey Nelson. But Sam, he has made a fantastic point as well. He said the amazing thing about these small schools winning in the regionals like they are is they're doing it in an NIL environment. That is a fantastic point.
Well, did you see Texas San Antonio's coach yesterday in the post-game press conference? I was impressed that he stated numbers. He said, y'all have got to be excited about a team that spent $800,000 beating a team that spent $9 million. He literally gave his NIL fund number versus Texas's NIL fund number.
That's hilarious. That's good. Tennessee Junior set off. We pull off the Arkansas win. We're going to the finals. I mean, that's fair. I mean, they would be the odds-on favorite for sure. Oreo Puppy Dog, welcome, buddy. He said, "I'm late. What in the world did Peoples do to get ejected?" So after his last at bat there, when he struck out, apparently as he was walking off, he turned. I mean, you can see him turn and say something. You can't read his lips to see what he said, but he turned and said something to the catcher of the opposing team. And apparently, whatever he said got him thrown out of the game. So even though he was walking away, he was walking to the dugout. Apparently, it was bad enough that. Bobby, welcome, Bobby. He said Murray State just won. Absolutely. They're the Racers, right? Murray State Racers. Isn't that what they are?
Yep.
Go Racers. Jonathan said, "I like it. Sign me up. We can win that bracket in the World Series. Absolutely, for sure." Like he said, "I love me some chaos." Rebel Jew, I love it. He said, "I was thinking the Volbros gear would make a great Father's Day gift since my kids are watching." You know what? I think that is a fantastic point as well. If you listen, I think everybody would absolutely love to have one of these beautiful hats as a Father's Day gift. You got the smoky gray goat one on the left with the 22 for Tony Vitello in it. It's a Richardson 112 hat. The dark mode goat hat as well. You got the white Go Big Orange hat. Puff embroidery on all those. They look really good. I think that's a great idea. And, we've also got the classic battered Vol syndrome survivor stuff. We got it in Summit Blue now. We got the everything school stuff, many different colors and all those different things. If you want your Tony Vitello shirt, you can get that, for all the women who are watching, we got in my Tony era stuff. I mean, we got some cool stuff on here. One of my favorite things is the Home Sweet Home design. Like I said, all these, you look at all the different colors in that hoodie there. That t-shirt, you got 4 options. That t-shirt, you got 5 options. You just got a ton of options here. And, you got the TriStar as well. And I do want to say this. If you go down to the bottom of our website, you'll notice Oak and Twine here. Shout out to Oak and Twine. It is literally a family-owned business right here, a small business in just outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee. And so, like when you purchase something off the Vol Bros website, you are literally supporting not only us, but another local family-owned business. And they are such great folks. So the volbros.com/shop. Like I said, I would strongly recommend that dark mode or smoky gray goat hat with Tony's number in the middle. That Go Big Orange hat's pretty sweet too. Let's see here. Some of the other comments. Rhonda said this season has to be record-breaking on craziness. Absolutely. Ruston, tell us what record was broken tonight for Liam Doyle.
Yeah, he became the all-time strikeout leader or single-season strikeout leader in Tennessee history.
Which, when you think about the pitchers that have come through Tennessee, that's an incredible stat.
Yep.
You got guys like Garrett Crochet, who is now, an all-star in Major League Baseball. You've got guys like Luke Kochaver. You got some just incredible pitchers in the history of Tennessee baseball, and Liam's passed them all now. Pretty incredible. Tim said, "I love Carlin Pickins. She's a great pitcher." Absolutely. Tim said, "Tony V is a VFL." Absolutely. Mina Laggy said, "Tony V proposed marriage to the Vols." Rhonda liked that. She said, "That's right, Mina Laggy." And she used the goat emoji and go Vols, baby. I love it. Oriel Puppy Dog said, "Why won't they move our cleanup guy down and get some of the better hitters more playtime?" Okay, that's a fair question. So Dalton did not have a good regional. However, up until that regional, he was one of the hottest hitters on the team.
Yeah.
And so he just had a rough weekend. Hopefully next weekend that changes.
I was just looking at it. The first time we went to Arkansas, he was 4 for 14 on the weekend. So he swung it pretty well when we were there the first time.
Rebel G said, "Would something like the baseball or basketball playoffs work in football? Would it make sense?" Just too many games. Yeah.
Too much wear and tear.
Robert, welcome, buddy. Good to have you. He said it'd be awesome if we could go back to back. Oh, amen, brother. Absolutely. Tennessee Junior using those custom emojis as a channel member. If you're on YouTube, you can see those right now. They all look really good. I like them a lot. I love getting on the comments on our videos, and when I see people comment and seeing all the emojis and the member badges, they look so good. Let's see. Jonathan said all the Vols coaches do a great job of keeping internal issues internal. I guess that just goes along with being the best athletic department in the country. Fair point, buddy. Fair point. Yeah, Bobby. So a promotion was made today on the basketball team. They announced it via Twitter earlier. X earlier today. X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. This says Scott Daughtry, Director of Strategy, Men's Basketball. That's an interesting job title. Yeah, it is for sure. I wonder what that actually means personally.
It's analytics strategy, and it's on our players. He's not creating game strategy. He's not creating evaluations of other teams. He's doing in-depth analytics on our players, and he's working alongside Lucas Campbell. They're going to be even evaluating and doing analytics on them in their off-season workouts. Just trying to find creative ways to get the right people on the floor together and create the right chemistry based on the numbers.
Tennessee Junior said, shout out to Oak and Twine, outstanding shirts. We'll be getting more soon. Hey, I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you so much, buddy. We appreciate that. And I mean, I'm glad to hear that. They do. I mean, the quality of stuff they make really is good. Very, very impressed with it. So I'm so glad you said that. Dester, welcome, buddy. Good to have you. He said he just got out of the parking lot, started home from the game. They should have kicked out the other catcher for going after Clark. Well, first of all, thank you, Dester, for being at Lindsey Nelson tonight. That's awesome. I'm glad you were there. Second, I so wish we could know what was said between Cannon and the catcher. There were plenty of opportunities that they could have, done something to one of their players. But there were also plenty of other opportunities like Liam. I don't know how in the world Liam got out of there with some of the stuff he was doing there. But even Tony had to run out and catch Liam and get him in the dugout, after that 8th inning.
But I go back to, and I agree with Dester, Cannon was walking toward the dugout. He turned and said something back. He shouldn't have turned. If he had kept walking, he would have been fine. But Wake's catcher was walking toward him. So
Sure.
why does he get ejected for turning and saying something when the other team's player is walking toward him, talking to? And in my mind, the more egregious one, and I think it's honestly why Liam didn't get thrown out, is I'm sure Tony pointed out to the home plate umpire, why does their head coach get to actively cuss our players and you do nothing to him?
Yeah.
Like, he got caught on camera multiple times, and the most egregious one was Andrew Fisher. Like, why does he get to stand on the top step and call one of our players an effing homosexual slur and nothing happens to him? I mean, it's unbelievable.
Fair question. Bobby made a great point. He said Dalton's a 300 average hitter. If you consider statistics, he's due to get his mojo back. Absolutely. 100%.
I would fully expect him, because of the way Arkansas's pitchers attack the zone. I would expect Dalton to have a good weekend this weekend.
Rhonda said Southern Miss and Miami are now tied.
Yep.
Tim said Little Rock just got out of a bases loaded jam. Good. Keep going, Little Rock.
It's still 5-1.
Well, it'll be exciting to see where and when all these super regionals end up being. I mean, goodness, number 1 goes down, number 2 goes down. It is going to be fascinating who's hosting regionals, first of all, and when they're going to play them. I'm going out on a limb here. I'm going to say that Tennessee will 100% be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday super regional. That's Tennessee, Arkansas will be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday one. I'm going out on a limb and saying that because what other regional is going to be as premier of a matchup as that? It will be the marquee super regional that all eyes are on. And so I would fully expect Tennessee and Arkansas to be primetime time slots Friday, Saturday, and Sunday if necessary. Rebel G said that LSU crowd was energy draining last I checked.
You mean drained? Because they're not doing anything. They're all sitting on their hands. They look miserable.
To Tuna's House of Whatever, the Arkansas fan that was with us. Thanks for joining us, buddy. I appreciate it. You're welcome here anytime. Hope that it's a good series this weekend. Yeah, Tim just updated the score as well. To all of you, we appreciate you so much. Ruston, you got anything else before we sign off for the night?
No, I think it'll be interesting to see when that series gets scheduled and how they lay out the pitching based on when it's scheduled.
Absolutely. One other announcement for everybody. I'm pretty excited about this. So as everybody knows, our normal schedule now is a little different this week because last night Ruston and I got to go see Nate Bargatze last night in Chattanooga. It was a lot of fun. He is hilarious. And so I strongly recommend if Nate's coming to a city near you, I strongly recommend going and watching that. But normally, we're live on Sundays and Thursdays at 9:00 p.m. Well, this Thursday, everybody's going to want to be here this Thursday. Obviously, we'll be previewing a Tennessee-Arkansas series, but former Vol quarterback Matt Sims will be joining us at 9:00 Thursday night to talk about Tennessee's quarterback room, what he thinks about Tennessee's quarterback room. I'm very excited to hear his thoughts on it, to hear his opinion of it. And so strongly recommend you joining us. Thursday night at 9 to hear former Tennessee quarterback Matt Sims' opinion on Tennessee's quarterback situation for this fall.
Okay, so this is interesting. I do have one more thing. Wes Rucker just tweeted out, and I did not know they were allowing the media to do this. Apparently, the NCAA baseball committee has been allowing the media to text questions to the umpires post-game, and they pick a few to answer. So Wes Rucker sent, in a big game with lots of chirping from both teams, what did Cannon Peebles do that was different enough to merit an ejection? And the answer he got was unsportsmanlike behavior toward the opposing catcher. So whatever Cannon said apparently was drastically worse than whatever Wake's catcher was saying to him.
Interesting. Like he asked, when did that happen with Wake Forest coach?
Ironically, right before Andrew Fisher hit his home run. And that was what made it even better, because after he called him all of that, a pitch went by. On the next pitch, they caught Andrew on camera staring into the dugout right at him, and then he drilled a fastball over the right field wall, which made it even better.
Tim said, I saw that. He was using the F word. Couldn't tell what he said, but you could tell he was definitely using the F word.
Oh, just get on Twitter. You can see 100 different camera angles, and you don't need to be a lip reader to know exactly what he called him. It's not hard.
Sam makes a great point. He said, what other super regional will generate the TV ratings of Tennessee versus Arkansas?
Yeah.
I mean, you're exactly right. I mean, it will be the marquee matchup, and it will be must-see TV. It's going to be a really, really good series. Jonathan said, great show as always. Glad to see everyone again. Have a great rest of your night. See everybody Thursday night. Hey, we appreciate you, Jonathan. Thank you so much, man. The 678 people watching across 679 people watching across all three platforms. We really appreciate you joining us. We hope you join us Thursday night at 9. If you just joined us, because I just mentioned that Matt Sims, former Tennessee quarterback Matt Sims, will be joining us right at 9:00 Thursday night to give us his opinion on Tennessee's quarterback room. I'm very excited to hear that, because I certainly have ideas, of what I think will happen this fall. So I'm cool. I'm cool to hear. I'm excited to hear what he's going to say. Rhonda said, "So cool, love it, go Vols, baby." Absolutely, she's excited to see him as well. Mina Laggy said, "Very cool." She's excited to see Matt Sims almost said Chris Sims. It was Matt Sims, not Chris. Let's see. Dester said Fisher danced backwards from first to second. He was getting the crowd into it, wasn't he?
I'll give him credit. All day long, he tweeted out stuff toward the crowd, and sometimes that can bite you in the butt. But man, that dude backed it up.
He did. He backed it up
there and played his tail off, and offensively and defensively, he made some huge plays on defense. He ran his mouth all day to make sure the crowd was hostile, and he backed it up.
Yeah, kudos to him, because if you do that, you got to back it up, and he did. Rebel Juice said, "I think I'll watch the LSU game after this. That crowd will help me sleep." That's pretty good. I like that. Mina Laggy said, "Thanks, Fall Bros." Hey, thank you, Mina Laggy. We appreciate you. I love your Nate Bargatze profile photo. That's awesome. We hope everybody has a great evening. Man, what an exciting day for the Vol baseball team. Heartbreaking day for Vol softball, but I mean, you can't be anything but proud of Tennessee softball. Final Four appearance, just that's awesome, man. It's so awesome. Rhonda says she's still waiting on Tony Vitello to join our show. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. I would love it. That's Ruston's. It's his goal, is to get Tony on the show one day. I would love it. It'd be awesome. So we hope everybody has a great evening. Go Vols, baby. And we will see everybody Thursday night with Matt Sims joining us. So we look forward to seeing everybody then. Tim said, "Thanks and go Vols. Proud of the Lady Vols too." Absolutely. Totally agree. Have a great evening, everybody. We will see you Thursday.